Hello everyone, Sphinx here, and today I'm going to talk about my Book of Shadows. This is actually a 3-ring binder, and over it I have this blue-green taffeta material, and over that I have this gray netting material, and then I have a pinnacle that sewed it together, and it's lopsided, and that drives me nuts, but, you know, I guess I'll deal with it. And this material is actually sewed on to the binder, and what I did is my lovely boyfriend drilled holes so that I could thread the yarn through. This is a 2-inch binder, and what I have inside is I have pages that I tea stained, and on these tea stained pages I actually composed my my pages on Photoshop and printed them out on this tea stain paper. Now, word to the wise, if you want to compose your pages on Photoshop, what you want to do is when you have your page set up, you want to do 8.5 by 11 inches, but when you have the resolution, you want to put like maybe at least 150 pixels per inch. I do 200. I feel so silly that didn't, you know, click with me earlier, that 72 pixels would come out pixelated. So I have a bunch of pages in here that have a pixelated look to them, and well, I guess they don't bother me too much, so I guess we'll deal with it. So also what I have is all these pages are in page protectors, and these are great. These are heavyweight with a flap at the top to keep the pages from coming out. And each of these pages most of it is front to back. Some of them are single pages. But the problem with this is that it makes it really thick. So I honestly, these are only like about a little over 25 of these. And I have like maybe 40 pages in here, and I already need like a 2-inch binder, so that's the downside, is it can make it really thick. Okay, also I have a ton of pictures in here, and they're pieces of art that I have found that are not mine. I have one drawing in here that is mine, and I already showed it, but you know, you'll come across it again. Okay, so page number 1 is just a title page and a lovely tree of life drawing here. What I have here is the very shortened Wiccan reed, and I'll have to do a video about how I feel about the Wiccan reed. Yeah, and then I have, these are the goals of being a witch, but I just wrote it as 13 tenets of being a witch. I guess I liked that better or something. I don't know. Then I have a page here as a title page for research on goddesses, and all I have right now is the charge of the goddess. I need to do research on goddesses, and I'm going to put some pages in here. I have the title for gods, and I have the charge of the god. And here I have a drawing of, you know what, I'm not going to call him my patron anymore. He's more of a guide. I don't think he's going to be permanent in my practice, but I have him here. I talked about him at length in a previous video, so go check that out. It might answer a few questions to this figure. Oh, here we have a title page for prayers, and I don't have any prayers yet. I still have to write some. A title page for the Wheel of the Year, title page for Imbolc, and there's St. Brigid. For the Sabbats, I have some information. This part is like historical information, and this part is how it relates to contemporary paganism. And then I have a recipe. Each of them has at least one food recipe. This one is like a breakfast quiche, and I made it and I really messed it up. But I altered it a little bit to make it a little bit tastier, and so it'll work next time. So here we go. Here's a title page for Astara and some information. And then I have a recipe for deviled eggs. Really simple recipe, and I'm excited about that because I like deviled eggs. title page for Beltane, information, and then I'm so excited about this. It's a goat cheese and asparagus quiche. I love goat cheese, so I think this is going to be really delicious. Title page for Litha, information, and this is a very, very simple recipe for summer fresh wraps, so basically it's just a sandwich, but there's a little more to it. It sounds pretty good to me. Now, as you can see, I don't have rituals, and I don't have rituals yet. I want to really think about those. I want to compose them myself. And I just want to put a lot of thought into it. I still consider making a food as being a ritual because that becomes important to me. I like making food on the Sabbats because it's something that I can share with my family, with other people that aren't Wiccan or pagan. Title page for Lunasa, and this is actually the first holiday I celebrated, and I went to this really lovely ceremony at an Irish festival that was run by Druids. It was really, really quite lovely. Information, and this is a recipe for French bread. I made this 3 times for Lunasa because it was such a big hit, and I made it from scratch, and I was like, wow, I can actually cook. It was so good. And then title page for Mabon, information, and then I have a bunch of recipes here because it's an actual dinner. So I have turkey meatballs. These are really delicious. My mom's recipe for candied sweet potatoes are extremely delicious. Then a recipe for yeast rolls. Those were really delicious too. I really like those. And then I also served corn on the cob, but you just boil corn, so don't need a recipe for that. Lovely Samhain, and I have, I know that Samhain's supposed to be the witch's new year, but I have constructed them based off the Gregorian calendar. I might rearrange them based off like Samhain being first. I don't know, we'll see. Information on Samhain, and these are soul cakes. They're not like traditional. They don't have dried fruit in them, and I topped them with powdered sugar. It's a recipe that I found. They were so delicious, and I'm so mad because my family ate them up for me. I didn't get a lot of them. They were good though. And here's a title page for Yule. I think I want to say that Yule is my favorite Sabbat, basically because I love Christmas so much. And, you know, they have similarities, divine birth and the way they're celebrated and all that kind of stuff. So, I guess I would say Yule is my favorite Sabbat. And then information, and this is a recipe. As you'll see, it says simple Yule log. I made a very complicated Yule log this past Yule. Oh my God, it was so difficult. I even had help, and it turned out okay. It didn't turn out terrific. But basically this recipe is like boxed stuff that's already pre-made, so I just have to slap it together, which actually is kind of difficult in and of itself. So I decided to take it easy and have a simple Yule log instead of making it completely from scratch. And then I have this page. It's like elements, and I don't know, it's a weird page. And I might take it out. I don't know it. And then I have a title page for spell work. And then here is how I cast a circle, and I have some spells over here, and I guess I don't really want to show them. So that's kind of it for my Book of Shadows. It's another problem with these. Actually, I think it's the 3-ring binder. It's kind of gets stuck. It's kind of annoying. Oh my gosh. Okay. But I like the 3-ring binder, and I like the page protectors because I switch things around a lot, and it's just so much easier. And I like to have it front to back. So that is my Book of Shadows. If you have any questions or comments, please write below. And that's all for this video. Blessed be.